Scientists have just discovered a new type of stem cell in the spine. New Zealand is abandoning a plan to ban smoking for future generations. And if you hate the sound of people eating Doritos, Doritos has an app for that. Those are some of the stories that we'll get to today on The 7 from The Washington Post. I'm Jeff Pierre. It's Tuesday, November 28th. Let's get you caught up with today's 7 stories. At number 1 today, Israel and Hamas agreed to extend a pause in fighting by 2 days. A planned 4-day pause had been set to expire today. Since Friday, the UN says 51 Israelis and 18 foreign nationals have been released from captivity in the Gaza Strip. They were taken hostage on October 7th during Hamas's deadly attack on southern Israel. 150 Palestinians have also been released from Israeli jails during the pause. Now, more Palestinian prisoners will be released in exchange for more Israeli hostages, and it's possible the pause could be extended even further. More than 13,300 people have been killed in Gaza since last month, according to Palestinian authorities. But they say that's an incomplete number, as thousands more people are still missing or stuck under rubble. At number 2, a man pleaded not guilty to shooting students of Palestinian descent in Vermont. A 48-year-old man was charged yesterday with 3 counts of attempted second-degree murder. Investigators are still trying to determine the motive of Saturday's shooting. Although authorities don't have the evidence yet to charge the suspect with a hate crime, they've described the shooting as a hateful act. The uncle of one of the victims, Kenan Abdalhamid, spoke yesterday at a news conference.
Kenan grew up in the West Bank, and we always thought that that could be more of a risk in terms of his safety. And sending him here would be the right decision. And we feel somehow betrayed, and we're just trying to come to terms with everything.
The other 2 victims are Hishem Aratani and Tassin Ali Ahmed. They're all 20 years old, and they're still in intensive care. All of them are expected to recover, but Aratani's family said he faces a long recovery. Number 3, President Biden will attend a tribute service for Rosalynn Carter today. The service will be held at a church at Emory University in Atlanta. Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris will honor the former First Lady who died this month at the age of 96. Biden's history with Rosalynn and former President Jimmy Carter dates back to 1976, when he became the first senator to endorse Carter for president. Carter's funeral will be held in Plains, Georgia tomorrow. She'll be buried there at the home the couple shared since the 1960s. New Zealand is abandoning a plan to ban smoking for future generations. That is number 4. The country had planned to gradually raise the legal age of smoking so that anyone born on or after January 1st, 2009 would never be allowed to buy tobacco. The groundbreaking ban was due to start in 2027. It was part of a global wave of legislation aimed at curbing the harmful effects of nicotine. But yesterday, the country's new right-leaning coalition government was sworn in, and it's decided to repeal the ban. Health experts said this was a step backwards that'll cost the country billions of dollars in health care. Number 5, scientists discovered a new type of stem cell in the spine. Researchers are calling their finding vertebral skeletal stem cells in a new paper published in the journal Nature. The stem cells help form the spine before birth and maintain it afterwards. And they may contain the answer to a decades-old mystery: why far more cancer cells spread to the spine than to other bones. It turns out that these newly discovered stem cells make a protein that acts as a come here signal to tumor cells. But this targeting feature may also open the door to new treatments, not just for cancer, but also for spine fusion surgery and for osteoporosis, a bone weakening disease that afflicts about 10 million Americans. Number 6, Stephen Colbert canceled shows after his appendix burst. The late-night host announced in a social media post yesterday that he's recovering from surgery for a ruptured appendix. The Late Show with Stephen Colbert was off yesterday anyway, and now the rest of this week's shows will be canceled. It's a serious health issue. A ruptured appendix can spread infection throughout the abdomen and requires immediate surgery to remove the organ. It can even be life-threatening, but it sounds like Colbert is in good spirits. He posted that, going forward, all emails to my appendix will be handled by my pancreas. And at number 7, Doritos created an app to remove chip-chewing sounds from calls. The reason for doing this is simple. The sound of someone chomping on chips is annoying. It's even more annoying if you spend hours playing multiplayer video games with headsets while people eat Doritos in your ear. That's why the chip brand created Doritos Silent. It uses AI software to remove the crunching sound from Zoom, voice chat, or any call that uses headphones. To create it, the brand recorded 500 people munching on their chips. The software is just for PCs for now, but the company says it'll be expanded to other devices. And if Doritos aren't your thing, it apparently works for raw vegetables too. All right, you're all caught up. But this podcast really only scratches the surface. A great way to dig deeper into the news is through a subscription to the Washington Post. If you haven't checked out the Post in a while, you really should. We have all sorts of new offerings, like advice columns, quiz and word games, and we just relaunched our recipe section. If you like cooking, you're gonna love it. It lets you sort by typing in what you want to cook and how quickly you want to make it. You can even add any dietary restrictions. Subscribe to the Post by going to washingtonpost.com/subscribe. And it's good timing too. Our Black Friday sale ends tomorrow. It's just 99 cents for every 4 weeks. I'm Jeff Pierre, and I will meet you back here tomorrow.